there! Hi there, ho there! This is Cathy Janovitz, Teen Services Librarian at the Escondido Public Library, coming at you with our craft for teens for the month of April 2021. Yes, life is still moving on, and you're all doing a great job. Me? I'm getting there. So today for April, we are making this super cool little 3D terrarium. And then we also added on a little extra craft. Here you'll get some beads and you can make yourself a little lizard for your terrarium. So your felt succulents have some friends. Yes? So it's super cute, and I'm going to show you how to make this. If you're interested in picking up a kit, they will be available beginning Monday, April 12th at the Youth Services desk. You can just come into the library, ask at the desk, I want a kit, give it to me, and we'll give you one. Although we hope you ask a little nicer than that. So, on to the crafting. Okay, so you've got your craft kit. It's very exciting. So let's just take everything out. Just gonna empty it. Okay, so you've got some random stuff. So you have 3 pieces of felt to make each of your succulents, and then you'll get some little bits of this like pastel chalk so that you can use it to color the edges of your little succulent plants. But there you go. You get your little glue tape thingy, because everyone knows I love the glue tape thingies. You'll get this little handy dandy large popsicle stick. This is just to kind of help you like push down for your gluing spaces. And then you've got your little bits of, you've got your gravel here that you're going to use to put with your succulents, little rocks. And then you'll have a little bag, and this will have the rubber bands in it that you need to tie off your little pieces of felt succulents, and it'll have some sticky foam squares that that'll use to attach your succulents to the base, and then it'll have a piece of cord and your beads to make your lizard. Okay, and then these are your 3 succulent stencils, and then you've got your last pieces here, and these are the things you're going to need to put together to make so much stuff. It's a little sticky to make your terrarium. Those little clear pieces. So first we're going to just put the terrarium together. So we just need our pieces here and your glue tape thing. And then always make sure when you're working with like glue or glue tape that you make sure to protect your surface. Okay, so we're going to do the clear pieces first. I know it's hard to see them because they're clear, but that's the, so you can see the outsides of your terrarium. Yeah? So basically, if you can't see it, there's little dotted lines here. So just kind of fold everything on the dotted line. If you want to make a sharper fold, you can take this is also good for many things. You can take your popsicle stick. Can't think of words today. And you can just like push it, against the fold. Okay, so the top part is folded. This will help when you put it together. So now you have like a little triangle that stands up. So, and then we're going to fold and put together the bottom part, and then we'll attach the top part to the bottom part. So same thing, just fold along your dotted lines, your dashed lines, to make sure that everything is properly folded, nice and sharp. Everyone likes a nice crisp fold. Okay, so here we go, folding and stuff. So the bottom is nice and folded, and then as you can see, if you can, we need to make this into a box. So we just need to, use those tabs that we have here around the box to actually stick it together to form an actually enclosed box. So what I usually do, flip it over on its butt, get your glue tape, and just go ahead and put some glue on your little tabs here. Flip it back over, and then basically, your little dashed line is just going to match up with the line of the bottom part, little bottom square. So there's our base, and then we have our top. So it's basically just like we did here. We're going to use our little tabs, and we're going to glue those to the three sides to make our terrarium. If you would like, now that I think about it, each of these two pieces has an accompanying brown or different colored piece. I have a couple of different colors I use in your kits, but these pieces kind of get folded and put around the edge of the box and the edge of top so that we have this nice little edging. So if you want, we can actually, it might be simpler to do your edging at least on your bottom part first before you add on your top. Anyway, but yeah, let's do the bottom one first. So same thing as this, just find your dashed lines and fold. So basically it just kind of follows the outside of the box. Isn't that exciting? So same thing, we'll flip it over on the inside and we'll put a little glue. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. So we're gonna go ahead and do the outline for the top part. So pick up your other piece and then same thing, just find the dotted lines and fold. And just make sure that you don't attach it, you know, and try to put it over the front because you want one open side. Because if you don't have the open side, you'll be in trouble. Okay, now it's stuck. Yay! Now we have to stick the top part and the bottom part together. So you could put it on the outside. Whenever you have tabby things, you can always attach it on the outside or on the inside. You know what? I think we're going to do it inside. You can do it either way, but I'm going to do inside. So that means I need to put some glue on these spots. Okay, and then we'll just do the same. We'll attach the little tabs to the inside of the box. Okay, so maybe we should have put it together before we put the edging on for the top, but that's okay. It still works. There's glue. Yay for us. We can just push it together. One's from the outside and one from the inside. You can even use the stick, put it inside, and like push. You know what? Yeah, that's good. There we go. Ta-da! Learned from my failure. So here we go. Here's our little terrarium. Now we're going to use the lighter brown piece and we're going to fold that to make the little base that goes inside. So, same thing. Find your dashed lines and fold. So let's see, top part, so for the top part I need to put glue on these two tabbies. So flip it over so it's facing the right way. But we have these three remaining tabs and we have this little one here. So we just need to put some glue on these and then close up the box and then push these together. Just try to push enough where you like it's stuck. It looks decent. Yeah? Excellent. And then you've got your little platform that goes straight into your terrarium. Yes? Okay, we finished that part. So you're going to need your 3 pieces of felt and your 3 templates. Yeah? So if you can find like a small pair of scissors like this that are sharp or that can cut really well, I would recommend. Because once you trace these onto your pieces of felt, it's very small, little teeny cuts. So bigger scissors are kind of hard. So what you want to do, you know, I mean, we have 3 different patterns. It doesn't really matter. you can decide what color you want which one to go on. And just match the straight edge with the straight edge of the felt with the straight edge of your template. I would recommend getting like some Scotch tape and like putting a piece of Scotch tape here and here and here, just so that it's held a little bit, enough for you to trace it. Find a pen. Pens usually work better. I have this pen here, has this really fine point. You just gently brush the, oh my gosh, pen, tracing your template, okay? So once you've traced the whole thing, you know, take your tape off or whatever, and then take this off, and you'll have a cutout, and you'll just cut that out, okay? And you're going to do that with all three so that you have three different patterns, okay? And then when you're cutting these two, if you'll notice, have a very thin band here. So as you're cutting, be careful not to pull too hard, because these areas here where the felt is thinner, if you pull too hard, it'll actually just pull apart. So to make these little babies into succulents, we just have to roll them up. That's it. Find your bag that's got your beads in it. And there are 3 clear rubber bands. And if you want, go ahead and grab your foam squares while you're at it, just because you're in the bag. Flip it over so you can't see the pen marks, right? And then to make the succulent, what you basically want to do is you just roll this. You just roll it around each other like a little spiral. And as you do this, the pen marks that you see here, those will end up on the outside of the petals that are facing down, and you won't be able to see them. So all you got to do is just roll it really tightly. This shouldn't take too long. Just make sure your leaves or your little things aren't getting like tangled or aren't coming around properly. Right? There you go. And then you take one of your rubber bands. They're kind of plasticky, so you just kind of have to stretch it a little bit just to get it to do its rubber band thing. And then you just wrap it around. If you can stretch it, you want to just wrap it around a second time. This is a little harder to do on the other ones because like I said, they have less meat, or this one has more meat. And then just kind of pull it down to the bottom. There you go. And then you're going to take your hands and just pull down your petals, right? See, and then you can't see the pen marks. Don't worry, like you can always push this down a little bit if you need to. Just kind of pull them out to make your little succulent. Just don't pull too hard because you don't want this to come out. There's your succulent. Yeah? It's very exciting. Then what you want to do is you can further like decorate your succulent. You've got a little bag with 3 pieces of chalk in it. And then you can use this chalk like here to sort of like decorate the edges of your petals and stuff to give it a bit more of color. So we're going to roll these other 2. So this particular one, you can fold it or roll it from any edge, from any side that you want to. These 2 particular babies, they have to be rolled from a specific end. And I can't remember what end that is now that I'm here in this video. So, isn't that funny? So you want to start on the small end. So we're the same thing as the other one, we're just going to roll it. And again, like these 2 are a little bit harder because they have a thinner band here on the bottom. There. Okay. You know what? That's it. Sometimes it's not going to look pretty. Just deal with that. It's fine. Same thing. Flip it back over and then like pull out your petals. Arrange your petals. We're going to put that to the side and we're going to roll the other one. Anyway, so here we go. And then you can take your chalks. And what have we got? We have like a black or a really dark gray. We have this blue. And we have sort of a reddy orange. So you're like, well, what should I do? It's like, well, I have this lighter color. I mean, any of these would look good on here. But if you're like, well, I have blue. Blue is weird. blue might look good here, blue would look good here, yeah? This dark gray would look good on the green, and this orange probably would look good here. So all you do is hold it kind of gently, and just, all you do is this. Just do it on the edges of the petal. Or if you prefer, you can make a pattern if you want, like, if you want to make lines. Sometimes lines are kind of hard. And then same thing with this one. Just gonna edge the edges. That looks good. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love this blue actually. It's super nice. Okay, and then you can use these for anything else you want because you have them now. Isn't that exciting? Okay, so now we can pull out our platform and you can decide where you want to put your babies. Yeah? You've got 6 of these little squares. So I gave you 6 in case you needed it. You can use 1, you can use 2, whatever you feel like your square is going to need. So they're double-sided. So pull it off of the paper and then pull off the other edge of the paper. Stick it right here. And then decide where you want to put it. You know, mine I kind of just went like 1 in the front, 2 in the back. If you want, you can cluster all 3 of them together. You know, whatever you want to do. But this guy's kind of small, so I'm going to just stick him in the corner. And also be aware that you don't want to put it too far on the edge because you are going to end up putting it back in here. So make sure to pull it in a little bit so that it doesn't get squashed up. See, like here, we put this right here. I'm just going to push on it. And then we put it in. See, he's nice there in the corner. If we put him any further back, he would have gotten squashed by the sides. And just kind of decide where you want it. I kind of like it right there. Right? And then you're like, okay, well, we'll put these above here, and then we'll put like this under here. You know how you want it to like sit? You're like, ooh, that looks kind of nice. I like it! Yeah? If you want to like keep your lizard in a specific area, you can also use the other little 3 squares to like actually like stick him down if you really feel like you want to do that. So now we stick him back in here. Isn't he adorable? I love it. Then you've got your little bag of gravel. We have some random regular gravel and I threw in some nicer rocks. And then we can just pour that. Just kind of like try to get it everywhere. There we go. And I just kind of like shake it around a little bit. But yeah, you got a little gravel there. If you really want to, I mean, you can always take your glue thingy and put lines of glue like on this top part and then put your gravel down and then like try to push it in so your gravel doesn't move around. But, you know, that's an option if you want to try it. Otherwise, you know, if this is not going to go anywhere, your gravel will just sit like that. Okay? So there's the terrarium, and then now I'm going to show you how to make the lizard. Okay? Okay. Okay, so now we have made our little atrium. We're now going to make our little beaded lizard. Look, it's so cute! For living in our terrarium. I said atrium before. I meant terrarium. Anyway. But, so you're going to get your little bag that had your sticky things and your rubber band in it. Has this clear cord in it. I figured clear would be great so that you can't see it. And then these are my lizard examples. This one is slightly larger beads. And this one is the smaller beads like we're using today. So you're going to get 3 colors of beads. You're going to get 2 of one color. That's going to be your eyes. And then you're going to get 2 other colors. And you'll also have like an instruction sheet in there. So if you don't want to watch this portion, you don't have to. But if you need more clarification, you can use this because it also gives you like the pattern of how your beads should go. So I'm going to put this to the side so I can see it too. So I can remember how to do it. So you need 27 beads as your main color and 21 beads for your secondary color. So count your beads before you start. This blue color I have 27 of these, which means this is going to be my main color. I have 21 of the yellow, so that means that's going to be my secondary color. And of course we have 2 black, so those are our eyes. So, and if you have a pair of tweezers, if you have really small hands, you can probably use your hands. I used mine when I made this little guy here. But if you have a pair of tweezers, I would recommend that just to make it a little easier for you. So, you want to take your string and you want to find the middle of your string. So put your 2 ends together and then find the general middle. So that's your middle. It doesn't have to be exact, you'll be moving it around a lot. Grab one of your main color beads and move it to the middle of your string, cord stuff, right? Well, okay, so you put your first bead, which is your main body color, just in the middle. There he is. Isn't he excited? Yay! Then what you're going to do, you're going to want to get your next 2 beads in your next row, and your next row is 2 of your main color beads. Okay, now this is the fun part. You want to find the 2 ends. So here's one end and here's another end. You're going to take your 2 beads and you're going to put one on the string and you're going to put the other on the string, and then you take the other end and you put it also through the beads going the opposite direction of the other end. So you just push it through. It's hard to see, but you can see there's 2 beads and you have your 2 ends, right? And then you have your bead here in the middle. So then you just pull both of your ends until your bead gets to the middle and meets your first bead, right? So now you have this little triangle. And that's your head. That's the head of your lizard. Okay, so we've done the first 3. So all of your rows are pretty much done just that way. Putting your beads on the string and then putting the opposite string through the beads like this and then pulling your opposite ends. And then the feet, the legs, as you see here, are just a little different. So our next row, the 3rd row, is going to be your eyes and then 1 main body color, right? So you want both of your eyes, which is black, and then we want your main body color, which is blue. You're going to find your 2 ends, if you can, or at least find one of your ends. And then you're going to put, because the eyes go on the outside, so you put in the black, the main color blue, or the main color that you're using goes in the middle, and then the other eye on the other end, right? Woohoo, there they are. Find your other end. I found it. That was fast. And then you put it through the beads. And then you just pull. And there you go. You got the head of your lizard, and then you've got your eyeballs. Your next row, if you look at your pattern, is going to be 2 of the main body color. And then put it through the other end and pull. So, now we're going to do the legs. Now the legs are slightly different. So your left cord is going to be the left leg, and then your right cord is going to be your right leg. Yeah? So your leg is 2 pieces of your main body color and 3 of your secondary color. So you first put in 2, now just on one side, you just put 2 of your main body color, and then 3, kind of hard when it's clear, and then 3 of your secondary color, because the secondary color are the feet. We've got our 2 beads here, so you want to let it go as far up to the front of your project as you possibly can without it connecting with the other beads. Okay? You're going to take the end. You're going to bypass your 3 feet, Here, I'm going to flip my page on my instructions, just in case, because if I follow along, I won't accidentally make a mistake. And I was right, yay. So you're going to separate these three. You're going to take the end, right? And you're going to put it through the beads, but not these three. You're going to skip those and just put it through the two main color beads. And you're going to pull, but you want to, my other beads are running away. Excuse me. Having a bead emergency. You want to get your beads as far up to your project as possible as you're pulling, so that the legs end up getting close to the body. So what's going to happen is as you pull, it's going to pull your beads in toward the body, and then it should kind of automatically take your secondary color beads and push them into like more of a triangle shape. If that little triangle shape doesn't happen, just kind of push the beads and they kind of end up doing it on their own. Yeah? Now we're going to do the same thing on the right hand string. So there's our head and our two legs. Sometimes you got to push the beads up too if they're not really matching. So the next thing we do is we're going to do the rest of the body, and then we'll do our two other legs and then the tail. Our next beads are 3 beads, one of our regular color, 2 of our main color and 1 of our regular color in the middle. And we are going back to the same technique of putting them on one end of the string and then threading the other end of the string through it this way. Okay, so our next row is 4 beads. So we've got one end, 4 beads, and we do 1 regular, 1 body color, main body color, and then we have 2 of our secondary color, and then we have 1 of our regular main body color. End of your other side, put it through, go in the opposite direction, and then you've got your next row. Look, our lizard is coming together. It's so exciting. And then your next row is going to be a repeat of what we just did. And there is our other row. It's the most attractive lizard in the jungle. Look at him. He's so cute. So now we're making the body a little smaller, going back down. So we're going back to 3 beads, 1 main body color, where did it go? 3 beads, 1 main body color, 1 secondary color, and 1 main body color. Now we're going to do the other set of legs. So like we did before, left leg, left string side, right leg, right string side. So the left string side, you want 2 of your main body color, and you want 3 of your secondary color. So now we have his head, his 2 legs, and his 2 front legs, his 2 back legs. Cathy's talking like a weirdo, but that's normal. We have 1 more row left, which is just 2 of your main color beads, and then we're going to do the tail. When the tail again is just the same technique, through the strings, but just 1 bead at a time. Okay, other end of your string, through the 2 beads on the other end of your string, and then pull. Yes. So the last 2 beads for the body. You're looking a little paraplegic here. Sorry, you'll be fine. Everybody likes you, really, they do. So 2 legs, the last 2 beads, and then we have our tail. So basically the tail is alternating. You start with your secondary color, and then 1 of the blue, or the main color, then secondary. And so basically we just do 1 at a time, And we use the same method that we've been using. You know, bead on the string, other end of your string, put through the bead going the opposite direction, and then you pull, and then you pull. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So we did those 6 single beads, alternating the colors, and just using that same technique. You want to then tie off your lizard, right? What you want to do is take your 2 pieces and you want to make a knot. So here are your 2 pieces. So you just want to do basically a basic knot where you just like grab your end here, just pull it around your 2 fingers, right? And then put it through the gap, right? Like your regular knot, but you're using both of the strings. But you want to be careful once you do this. You want to try, you know, you want to get this knot that you're making as close to the end of this bead as you possibly can. If you want, stick something, oh, where is it? Where is my stick? Not that stick. We'll use the tweezers. Stick something in here, like a stick or something really thin. So I'm going to use one of my tweezer sides, right? So if you put something in there, when you tie it, you know, it's not going to go all the way up to the front because there's something in the way, right? You can move the item up, like as I'm tying it, as I'm pulling on it, right? So that you make sure your knot is as tight as it possibly can be and as close to the end of your lizard as possible. So when you get like your item all the way up, like I'm pulling, and there it is, like right at the end, you can then pull the item out of that little bitty hole that you made and then like pull really hard. So this wasn't super close to the end. It's pretty far in the scheme of things, but it's okay. But once you've made that knot, you can go ahead and cut right behind it and get rid of the rest of your string. And here's your lizard. Doesn't he look fabulous? He looks horrible, but that's okay. Just move him around with your fingers. Sometimes it's the cord that we're using, so he's a little jumpy. Sometimes if you move it, if you roll them around a little bit, like he's not laying flat, but I push on him and I roll the beads a little bit, and sometimes that'll actually flatten him for some reason, and then sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, otherwise, there he is. He's not the cutest lizard, but there he is. And then you can put him in your terrarium, your terrarium. Yes, that is the word. You can stick him in your terrarium. Ah, my one that's coming apart. Anyway, but then you can stick your lizard in there, and there he lives. He lives. Your lizard lives. So there we go. We finished our terrarium, we finished our lizard, and I hope you have fun with this. It is pretty fun. Pick up your kits, make your stuff, tag us on social media so that we can see how yours turned out. If your account is private, we can't see it, so you can always direct message us on Instagram with a picture, and we will share it. Okie dokies. Enjoy. Ciao.